I mean, this is exactly what Jens dreams about, deep and dark into the night.
I suppose you've got to be careful that he's not all in against a pair of queens and a pair of jacks, and he doesn't want to get that far involved. Or does he?
14.
14.
Or is he going to call now? Is he a really sneaky player?
If Jens shows weakness here, he may be willing to give up this hand if he doesn't hit his pair on the flop. This is...
Well, Papagiorgio, even though he's got 5-6, he's got plenty of chips. Would he be tempted? No.
Pass.
Okay, just thought he might be tempted for to try and mug them both.
So Clayton, instead of looking for the queen or 7, he's almost just looking for anything but an ace or king. And this pot's 40,000 already. Be interesting to see what happens if they both miss, which is what's happened.
Clayton's not giving off the vibes in the same way, betting-wise. He's got his sort of hand on his face, sort of resigned more. It's not been the confident bet the same way, but whether or not that's just us knowing more about it.
All in.
Well, he certainly spotted the weakness, or decided to take a chance on the weakness, and that's a bet that can't be called.
That was a strong move from Nauenberg. We thought maybe he was showing weakness, but he was really slow playing, wasn't he?
Just to let people know
28,000 more to you.
at home, Jesse, for this particular program, it was chosen by the producers to demonstrate the art of slow playing, not knowing what was going to unfold here today. But it's been a miracle of slow playing action, hasn't it?
It really has been.
What
Pass.
an inspired choice by the producer.
The only people that seem to bet early are the ones that don't have it. But Nauenberg there, with the raise it up on the flop ace high, taking the money, and all of a sudden he seems to become a force in this heat. Second in chips, and where will it all end? You have to imagine, though, 12th in the German Masters, you have to be a pretty tricky guy to beat a room full of Germans.
It must be a really sneaky game over there. Everybody's slow playing everybody else. Games taking months on end. Well, the last hand was the first time that Dave Clayton had got out of hand, out of line, so to speak. Paid the price.
He did.
I can't see the cards. I'm sorry.
Tom Barker's having a bit of a problem with
Raise.
the lighting and obviously the dark sunglasses combination that has caused many a mistake. But he looked down at
That's all right.
a pair of queens,
He said raise and then he...
and even though they're different colours, they must have looked roughly the same to him when he looked at them.
25,000 total.
Yeah.
Well, there was a chance of a string bet, but they've allowed the raise, and
Oh,
this could
Papagiorgio.
be, yeah, fireworks here, huh?
Oh, well, this is dangerous. Papagiorgio's got 259,000.
Front for me there,
Tom
please.
Barker's got 107.
Thank you.
There could be a big swing. Is it going to be a re-raise, an all-in and a call? That would be very difficult for Papagiorgio to get away with this. But jacks are not the fantastic hand that they look when you look down at them all the time.
40, he's got 40, 50.
Papagiorgio has asked for a countdown, and it looks like the decision is, do I get involved for all Barkis's chips or not?
Barkis has been pretty solid up to now, only really playing when he's had a decent hand, so he must be respectful of that. Papagiorgio must put him on 2 higher cards than a pair of
Raise.
jacks.
I call.
He's certainly right
Oh,
in that.
hang on 1 second. We've got everybody.
Oh, and there's a bit of a
Pass.
mishmash here. Tom Barkis has called out of turn after the raise.
Yeah, well, Papagiorgio, all he said was raise. He didn't say how much. Barkis has announced call out of turn. That'll be
25 more,
binding.
50 total.
It's very sloppy here. I mean, Papagiorgio is left with a bunch of options now.
Back to you now.
I think he may have ended up raising the minimum.
Right,
Um,
let's have a
what
listen.
happened, he put in 25,000. He said raise up to 50,000. He said call. I asked him to wait because these 2 players were still waiting.
only call.
Yeah. So it's 25 more to you and you can be
Verbal
safe.
declarations out of turn are binding, Steve, and Barkas, who now may have wanted to re-raise, will not be allowed to do so.
But it was the minimum raised by Papa Giorgio, who, respectful of the strength of Barkas's hands in the previous times, has only raised the minimum.
Well, interestingly now, if it comes an ace or king on the flop, maybe Papa Giorgio can get away from the hand.
Well, he got away from another hand earlier on,
He did.
and it would be a good hand to get away from. Obviously, we can see the cards. Oh,
I'm first all in.
All in.
that's going to be very difficult for Barkas for Papa Giorgio to throw away. He's got to now ask himself the question, does he have aces, kings or queens? Otherwise, I'm in front. Would he go all in with ace, king, ace, queen after a raise? Would Barkas go all in with ace, king or ace, queen
You got 400.
after a raise?
Bet is 55,000, and Papa Giorgio can play this hand all the way and still have over 100,000. That may be coming into his thinking. He doesn't like it.
It's a brilliant lay down if he can get away from it, but he could be forgiven for not getting away from it. And I think you're right. The fact that he has got chips to play with, there's no way out of it. Unfortunately, sometimes that happens. Two big hands collide.
There are 2 jacks left in this deck, but the odds say that Barkas is going to win this 216,000 pot. He is the man all in, the Pennsylvania pencil pusher. And that actually has given Papa Giorgio more outs.
Not a 10. Not a 10. Well, he's still in exactly the same spot, but the 10.
I think I have a
That would be quite cruel, wouldn't it?
4 10s in the deck, and here's the river. Full house for Tom Barkas, wins no money. Naunberg on the march. He's moving across the western plains. But the Pennsylvania pyramid builder has got something to say still. And Clayton, has it all gone bad?
No one to play with? There's always PartyPoker.com.
This will be the last hand of the level, 2 and 4,000 right now. And Nauenberg having an option to call, raise, or
Bottom
fold.
layer again. Pass. Call.
Barkas can't seem to make up his mind whether the glasses should be up or down.
I think it's a sign, is it? When they're red, he takes the glasses off because he's not sure. When they're black, I don't know. It's a difficult thing with sunglasses. I've never really got on with them myself. Is it? Do they all look black or what? I don't know what's going on. Dave Clayton with an ace. Ace 3. Do you raise with ace 3? It's the type of hand you don't want to get too involved with. It's been a flat call, showing perhaps not strength.
Looks like Clayton's going for the free flop. There are 3 limpers here.
Papa Giorgio called in the small blind with the 8-5. Missed everybody.
Best bluff wins.
Check. 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 All checked.
Well, there was a guarantee that Barkas was going to check, even though he was last to bet. He could have bet, and now the jack has really made things interesting. Obviously, it puts 3 clubs on the board.
It's hard to see.
Papa Giorgio, from the worst position, decides to come out betting.
12,000.
Decent sized bet, but the jack must be interesting Clayton.
Pass.
Wow. Fear factor.
You could see Barkas folding here, couldn't you? The way he's played so far.
Fear factor.
That's
Would he throw it away? No. He doesn't know what to do just for this moment. He's just having a think up. Oh, he threw him. I thought he might. He's solid, isn't he? He's like a rock.
He is a rock. And a successful bluff for Papa Giorgio, who was drawing dead